So we got one in here. We got three now. How long I'm gonna keep this one up? Everybody,
It's up to you.
Bill don't get off work until 12:30.
You got to remember your hours are limited. There's somebody watching.
Yeah, there's 3 watching. Four now.
Have a quiet night.
Got 5 in here.
They can start talking. It's open forum. Talk about whatever. I mean, obviously keep it YouTube appropriate, but links up there. Anybody wants to join into the chat, they can. Unless, of course, it's just trolls. We went from 5 to 3. I kind of figure out what days seems to be like the better day for doing lives anymore. Hey, Mikey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm just fine, Mama. How you doing, Steven?
Doing all right.
Quiet night, I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how's the family? How's everybody doing?
We're hanging in there. Basically recouping for me after a lot of medical stuff going on.
Yeah, I've been under the weather myself since last week, but I'm improving. I gotten better in the last couple days. So they said it's because I've done too many streams per week. I do I used to do 7 days. At 7 days a week, I did a stream at least once per day, or a webcam or something. And one of my buddies, Jay, said you should Jay Aldridge said I should just cut it back. So I think we're going to just take a couple months off, I think, after the end of this month. So
Well, there you go. Yeah,
yeah.
we took gosh, I think probably a couple years off actually. Feels like.
Oh, you did for a while? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we took a pretty good breather from it. Too much drama started into it all. It was just like not worth it at that point. So
yeah, it just seems that way now nowadays. I finally had to go ahead and set up my streams for subscribers only, because I started to get a few people starting drama, starting to do stuff, and I was like, no, I'm not going through this. And I had some friends that had trolls that got on somehow. They didn't recognize them, they didn't know. They usually, it seems like you got to do a background check of the person's channel just to see if they've got content or anything there, and then all of a sudden you go there and you see there's no content, there's no video, shorts or anything like that. And then if the person gets up there and you realize too late, then they start doing some weird weird stuff.
yeah.
And then you're like, oh no, and yeah,
And then trying to get it all stopped can be a pain in the tail too.
yeah, yeah. I had an incident like that. The guy's name was Milton Copper, and somehow, some way, he started to get it. He was kind of subtle, kind of got into the community a little bit because we have a small, for the people I associate with and my wife associates with, it's a very small group, and a few of them are scattered. And what happened is this Milton Copper guy, he got on, acted really subtle, didn't do a lot of bad stuff, but then all of a sudden he started taking his shirt off, started spewing hate speech, and even this one guy who I had to ban for forever. Before I banned this one guy forever, I won't mention his name because he's a really bad person. Lives over in New Zealand. But
Wow.
I had to block him. And before I blocked him, he had Melted Copper come up on one of his rare, I should say, live streams and went up there. And the guy said he looked like an offshoot of Charles Manson. I said, ooh, crap.
That's
So we
not
got
a-
rid of this guy. Yeah, he was banned. By the time I found out what happened to him, he was banned by 35 channels. The guy was just a nuisance. Yeah,
That's absolutely crazy.
it's nuts. And then I had a couple of my best friends. Hey, Matt Arnold, how you doing,
Hey,
man?
man, how you doing, buddy?
Mama, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
I'm hanging
I was
in.
just telling Mama. I was just telling Mama about horror show I had with one guy, and then there was Gorillas, Random Thoughts, and Resolute, who each had their own incidents of a troll that got in that they didn't even know who he was. Next thing you know, he's tearing clothes off or showing stupid porn crap. I'm like, oh my god,
That's automatic ban. I don't care.
I had to be careful. I
There's
have
no
to be
second
careful. I
chance
can't
for
do
that.
that. Yeah,
What was
it's
that,
got
Matt?
so,
Well, somebody
What's
like that, no second chance for them. They're automatically banned for good.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gotten so dangerous. It's gotten so dangerous now that I don't. Yeah, like I said, one reason I went to subscribers only mode is because I don't want to come across anybody that could, in one moment, could bring down my entire channel.
That's where the
Turn
reason
bad.
that's where the reason all of us started requiring everybody to show who themselves are before they come up on the stream beforehand, showing just like we are here, instead of showing just like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Come
the avatar.
When they come up after they get on here and here for a little while, then they can go to that. But it's on any stream. But before you come up on that stream when you're doing live, that's a requirement from we all implemented that. Mama implemented it a long time ago.
Mhm.
And choose to
Yeah,
stop.
we always say that you have to show your camera at least down in the basement. Like we've got to see who you are before we
Right.
pull you up. Now, if you want to stay avatar when you're up, that's fine. I don't care. But down in the basement, we got to see that it's you.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of fake accounts, just create accounts, just pop up on all our streams, and we had to take drastic measures.
Mhm.
We had one come up one night, showed his face for about 10 seconds, and then went. Then when he got on there, it just flashed himself on the screen, and boom, gone.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
we've
last.
had- if you remember, we've had issues with that.
Yeah, that's what I remember,
Themselves.
Mama.
One guy that started to pleasure himself. I'm like trying to figure out proper ways of phrasing things right now. But yeah,
Oh my god, these people are nuts. I don't. I had a question about that on one of my previous streams. I do what we call a topic of the day. It's Mikey Sue's TV. We do it on Mondays, Monday afternoons, and that was one topic I pulled up was why are these people? Why are they doing this? Because YouTube is supposed to be a community, right? And then when you start forming small communities of people you would trust, in an emergency, if something happened, you would trust them in an instant. And you would have and you would convert your communities into a small family.
Yeah.
because that's what I consider some of my closest friends, like Matt over here, and you guys. I consider you family. I don't consider you just as a community. We are a small group, and we trust each other. So with that being said, I'm like, I've been going on. I've been just kind of working around other channels and stuff, and it's nothing but anarchy. It's chaos. It's evil. It's people just
It's bad.
berating themselves, yelling at each other, doing. I mean, no wonder the world's falling apart.
And that's putting it lightly. Yeah, one of the
Yes.
big issues is that these channels grow really quickly, and you get people that you're friends with all these different people, but those individual people have beef with each other, and they don't know how
Yeah.
to leave that outside the group. They don't
Right.
know how to keep that at the door and leave it there. When we first started, and Matt can vouch on this as well, we were literally bridging 2 or 3 different groups within the lawn care community into kind of one family, essentially, or one group of friends and such, until a couple of individual people started pulling their drama, pulling their weight, and started literally attacking Stephen and myself to the point where it was getting so bad they were bringing my kids into it. And that was one of the
Wow.
big reasons that we took a step back and said, nope, I'm done with this. It's not worth it.
I
Gotcha.
remember all that, Mom. It
Gotcha.
was bad.
Yeah, when my wife and I, well, when I started YouTube, I started it back in 2008, and I ran it by myself. I shot my own videos, mostly from the apartment I was living in, or I would record stuff. And of course, I've been singing also. I started in karaoke back in the late 90s, been singing ever since. I was in choir, I was in everything. So I would go out sometimes and show myself singing, doing other stuff. That I had that last until about 2014, which was Christmas, and by that time I had already met my wife Suzanne online 4 years before, so we were still building our relationship. So after 2014, I just took a whole year off, and what I did was I improved on my relationship with Suzanne by visiting her twice
I'll
up
be
in
right back.
Canada, where we
All
are
right.
now, and I was back down in Arizona. And after that year, which was 2015, then when we got married was the following year, 2016. And ever since, that's how long we've had Mikey Seuss 4 up. Now, as far as streaming, we didn't really go streaming at first. We just kind of, went with the waves and see what was happening. Here and there, film something, film this other thing, but we didn't film a lot. So then we heard about streaming, and we said, okay. Well, I didn't have a very good computer back then. That was last year. Um, but we did go through a lot of tragedy. We lost 20 people between the two of us,
I'm
uh,
so sorry.
both in our families and everything. Yeah, it was tough. But we felt like we had an outlet that we could go out, find a few friends, and we did. We've been blessed to find people, like I said, like Matt, and, Stephen and you, Mama. A few friends here and there that share our beliefs, share our custom, and you know, saying prayers for people and stuff like that. We felt like we found a very good community. So, um, you know, I finally got rid of my bad computer earlier this year. My wife, so blessed, gave me a wonderful new this thing I'm on using now,
Nice.
and yeah, so far, knock on wood, we haven't had any problems with major people. However, that being said, like you said, when things start to build and people start to go at each other, I mean, I can count on my one hand and two extra fingers 7 people I don't trust with my life. I don't trust with my person, with Suzanne. And even one of them called my wife a terrible name and called me a terrible name. And this is a guy who's dying in Arizona. I won't say where, but he's dying somewhere in a hospice in Arizona. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I hope you die.
Pray for that person. That's
Like,
all you can do.
All you can do is kill them with kindness.
Uh,
That was one of the big things that when all the drama was hitting us, it was killing people with kindness. I mean, we were literally traveling around the Midwest and whatnot to meet people in person. We did that all out of our own pocket. Like nobody else funded that. Nobody paid for any of it.
right.
And that, for whatever reason, it fueled people into going, oh, well, you're selling your daughter to do this, or you're doing furthest things from the freaking truth. But I mean, it was so crazy, and it really got to the point where, we shut down we dropped a lot of our YouTube videos, lost all of our watch hours. I mean, we should have been monetized easily by now, had we not shut everything down like we did.
Yeah.
But we shut sorry, insulin pump. We shut everything down, and we took a lot of time off. It was just kind of one of those things like it's not worth it. The aggravation, the stress from it, the way that people were treating us. I know that it got to the point where I started getting really witchy about things. And I mean, it was all in response to how we were being treated.
The thing is, too, one thing Mama also was other stuff was involved, too. People was telling stuff on other people to make them look bad. And you know what I'm talking about? And it ended up being a big mess.
Yeah. And you know what? It affects not only your personal life, but also your business reputation, doesn't it? Like offline, it can
luckily
cause all sorts of problems.
We had one person that was a mild threat business-wise, and luckily that person never stepped forward and actually acted upon his threats. And I think part of that was because I could have taken his tail down very easily on a legality standpoint. We won't mention any names or anything like that because I'm not trying to get drama or shit started.
No. Yeah.
But I think there was a realization that their beliefs per se, or their statements in regards to us, were soon being realized by a larger portion of the community as being false. And
I see.
It's one of those things where people were believing but not even coming directly to the source to ask questions. And we were an open book. Matt can tell you that. We were an open book. Like, you ask us a question, we're going to be straight up with you. We had zero reason to hide anything.
I like that.
I've been knowing Mama. How long I've been knowing you? About 7 years.
I think about 6 years now, maybe
7.
6
years. Yeah.
Wow.
The thing about it, me and Mama has talked a lot. On me, Stephen, Mama, we have talked on the phone quite a few times.
And we've gone round and round a few times too.
Yes, we have, Mom. We have. Just say she's treating.
Who hasn't though?
She treats me like her son.
He thought he was going to get away with calling me a bitch one night, and let me tell you
I screwed up. I screwed up. Mama chewed my ass out.
Well, I hope she did. You never do that to your mom.
Say this, Mama.
Even if she's not your mama, you never do that to a mama.
I'm everybody's mama. That's why the title mama's there.
The thing about it, my Mama say, you call me now. I said, yes, ma'am. She called me. She chewed my ass out. She told me, and said, I've been here for you from day one, and I'm going to continue being here for you.
Yeah.
Because you're like family to us.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I understand. We all have our differences in life, and we got to forgive one another and love one another, no matter what it is. But there's some of them that got between our family and friends that I forgive them. They're done.
The thing
Right.
is, it's okay to get ticked off at somebody. It is not okay to stay mad at them forever.
That's exactly true.
It is
Absolutely.
okay to get ticked off. You are not going to like somebody 100% of the time. It's just not possible.
Right.
Mm-mm. We all make mistakes
That's
in life.
okay.
Yeah.
That's part of life.
Well,
We all make mistakes.
Well, to
We
be
lo-
fair,
Here's the
there-
key to it. Here's the key
Yeah.
to it. We all make mistakes in our life, but the thing is, if you don't learn from that mistake, then you're not going anywhere.
right.
And you learned from that one not to call me a bitch again, didn't you?
That's right.
I will never say that to your mama. Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
Mama
I
had
just
to.
want to say that I can be the biggest bitch out there without
But
any
you
hesitation.
say it. You say it because you say it. I don't
But-
say it.
I
I
said that
only
to my
become
aunt.
a bitch
My
when
aunt
I'm
said,
poked and
"Hell,
unprovoked. When I'm poked and unprovoked, that's when I become the bitch. Other than
I
that, I got
understand.
a heart of gold and I will help anybody
Don't push
any way that I
mama's
possibly
buttons.
can.
Don't
Yeah,
push
yeah,
mama's
that can
buttons.
happen. Yeah, that
No.
can happen.
Don't
Yeah.
push mama's buttons now, because she'll be standing there with a frying pan and whack your ass in the head.
And it's cast iron now too.
Oh, cat boy.
She's upgraded.
No. My
Yeah, I
Suzanne
did.
could do that. If I get really psychopathic, believe me. I told her, I said, look, you got full permission. You can hit me, boom, right upside the head.
I know
Not
that
sensitive.
person right there. She will take a trip down here and whoop my butt. I know she will.
Wow. I bet you would.
And then I'd sit
I
back
have
and
no
crack a
doubt
drink
of that.
open with you and
She'll
have a
grab
good
my
time.
damn ear and drag it and make me beg. Then she
Yes.
will give me a good ass whooping like Mama would.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. My mother was great at guilt trips. I never once pissed off. I made my mother disappointed in me a few times. And when I did, she laid on the biggest guilt trip I could ever feel. It was worse than being beat with a belt by my dad. I got fair discipline when I grew up.
Yeah.
All of us did. Not just
I did.
me and my brother, my sisters too. They all got their whippings. And we all turned out better for it, believe me.
Heck yeah.
And I will never I would tell my mother, look, I may have disappointed you in the past. I am sorry for that. But I will never tell to your face anything that would hurt you directly or say anything badly to you. Because if I did, I know you would have knocked me out. No question. And my
Dirty
dad
just
probably would
jumped in and
have
just
off.
said, "Mom will knock you out." Yep, Dirty, you
Mama
know
will
it.
knock you out. That's exact. Yeah.
Do you remember how my aunt was, Mom? Yeah.
Dirty.
You remember
Hey,
how?
Dirty, what's up?
You remember how when my aunt was alive? How she was. She come in back there. Get off the damn computer now.
Yeah.
I had to go, or she'd be throwing something at my ass.
Mhm.
Ooh, ooh.
The rules,
Welcome back, Stephen.
the rules, and it was in her house.
stepped out front to go smoke.
Her rules are false.
Yeah.
And that's what my aunt was, and she was very strict. Did you know the same rules that she had then I have now?
That's a good thing.
This
Yeah.
may be my house, but the rules she had still stays. So
Well,
I had to
Not a
learn.
bad thing. That means she instilled some good values in you, and you are still
very good
upholding those
values. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
She
I'd like to
raised
say-
me.
yeah.
She raised me to be a better person, and I am very proud to say that she did.
Same
Yeah.
here. I'm very happy that. Well, of course, they're all passed away now, unfortunately. But I still have one great aunt that's alive. That's my dad's sister. She's 86 years old. Very, very great great lady. Has a lot of kids and grandkids and nephews and nieces, just like my mom and dad do. In fact, my mom and dad are approaching their 60th wedding anniversary in about, in about 2 days from
Thankful
now.
every day.
Yeah, 60 years.
Dirty,
Yeah.
you're fine, honey. Dogs got to go out. Dogs got to go out.
Oh, yeah, the dog's gotta go. Dog's gotta go.
Mhm.
Gotta go right now. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Both grandparents were very strict, but very gentle, very kind people from both sides of my family, from my mom and dad's sides. My aunts and uncles I knew over the years, they ran things very firmly, but they were very fair.
Yep.
And you can never say that any of my family members were not both firm and fair. They were always firm and fair all
I
the
can say
time.
one thing
I
I mean,
have
about
one
I
family
grew
member.
up great from them. I know my brother turned out successful. Both my sisters have. I've turned out. I mean, I have a wonderful wife now who I've been with since 2000. Like I said, since 2016. I married her, but I knew her since 2010. We met each other online. We built a long relationship, and we've been together for 14 years, all told, and shared cats. We love cats. And on top of that, we both came from terrible relationships. She went through 4 of them, I went through 2 of them. I just, we had to grow. I mean, but we came together
Mhm.
at a great time in our lives when both of us weren't doing so well. But we are both very God fearing people, and we prayed every night. We asked for God's guidance, and finally, in the most weird way, He brought us together online. And we've been together ever since.
Well,
So,
Stephen and
and
I have
now I'm
been
in Canada. I mean, I'm living in Canada. Who would have told me I'd live in Canada 20 years ago? If somebody from who I knew in a bar, I knew very few good friends, and if one of them asked me, "Hey, in 20 years you're going to end up in Canada and live there for the rest of your life," I'd say, "Yeah," I would have told him, "You're nuts. You're insane. There's no way." And well, here I am.
Mama, your color looks a lot better in your face than you was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Last
I
time I seen you,
Oh,
yeah,
look, she's a
I'm
big
feeling a
kitty
lot better.
cat.
I still have a lot of swelling in my legs and whatnot from the procedures, and the stitches and all that
Yeah.
are still there. But I definitely feel like life is coming back into me.
and that's good.
Oh, good.
I've
Good.
been praying for you every day, Mama.
Oh, that looks like a.
Oh,
Oh, how old? How old, honey? How
So
old,
this
Mama?
is Nala. She is about 2.5, almost 3 now, and she is trigger as all get out. So anybody wants a kitten, we will have
Oh,
kittens.
not a kitty. Yeah, she reminds me of my boy, Tiger Man. That's a tabby, right? That's
Yeah,
a
she's
female
she's a
tabby,
tabby.
red tabby. Oh, so
Yeah, she's a
cute.
mackerel tabby. Thank you, Dirty.
Mama, did I tell you that my sister passed away about a week ago, 2 weeks?
No, you
Yeah,
didn't
and
tell me.
Dirty said, "Oh yeah, glad you're doing better, Mama." Yeah, we're all glad that you're doing better, Mom.
Out of five people in my family, only 3 of us left.
I'm so sorry there, Matt.
It's been rough. My brother passed about 6 years ago. Then
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
sister passed. My side of my Aunt Martha. Uh, all my aunts are gone. All my uncles are gone. Everyone on my daddy's side, on my mama's side, are gone.
Yeah.
My mom is gone. All of my grandparents are gone now.
Mine
My
too.
other aunt is not doing very hot. And, well, apparently, thank God to Christ Hospital I'm here. Um, that's the only reason I'm still alive. I've had 2 near death experiences in the last 2 years. Well, I guess it's only been a
That's scary.
year and a few months. Um, so apparently, even with all that drama and all the crap that went on and whatnot, ain't nothing killing me yet. Close, but
Hey,
not yet.
All the
what's that
stress.
phrase? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I totally believe that.
I
Yeah.
leave everything in the Lord's hands. Let Him take care of it all.
See, there you
That's
go, Matt. That is some of the best advice I ever received from my wife too. Suzanne is
Hey,
she's known
Cody.
as a Universal Life
you can,
Minister, and she's associated with the Catholic Church because when I mentioned that to my mother said, "Oh yeah, some of those Universal Life members are familiar and friends with the Catholic Church." I said, "Yes, they are."
Hmm.
And Suzanne told me one day, "Leave it in God's hands." Best piece of advice I could have ever had in my life.
this
Yes.
afternoon we played
I had
music.
to leave this in the doc's hands because
Yes.
I threw some massive clots, blood clots that um, almost,
Hey,
well,
Cody.
twice now have almost killed me.
Yep.
So while I do believe definitely leave it in God's hands, most definitely, I have to give more credit at this point in time to the docs down there at Christ Hospital, because the docs up here near us, they couldn't do it. They could not save my life up here both times. They could
Yeah.
prolong it, but that was about it. They couldn't actually fix it. And so I had to be shipped 45 minutes south of us
Yeah.
in order to get the help that I needed.
Yeah. We feel definitely blessed. Last year, my wife had to be, uh, had to face emergency surgery. She had to go in and get a hernia removed, but not just one. She had two. There was a
Mm.
second one that was like almost undetectable, but they found it. Thank God. And she went under surgery and then got both of them completely removed. So I was very blessed about that. But she goes through. She and I both have type 2 diabetes. We go through. We
I'm
also
good.
have our own. Yeah, but she's lost a lot of weight, thank God. So I'm always happy for Suzanne, and I've lost some myself. So I'm thankful for
And that's
that
great.
too. Yeah, thank you. Without drugs, without medicines, mostly. I mean, we take vitamins and things like that, but uh, but mostly, we're starting to realize that we're both almost in our 60s right now, and we're starting to realize with all of our joints and pain and stuff, we go through a lot. But I always worry about my parents. I mean, my dad's going to turn 80 this year, and I'm like, I hope he makes it because I'm not laughing. I'm just saying I'm just kind of I'm stunned because my parents have made it this far. But a lot of but a lot of their relatives on both sides are all gone, and they don't last usually this long. So I'm thankful. I'm blessed every day. I say, God, thank you for allowing me and Suzanne to wake up to our beautiful cats, Moon Pie and Deja Vu. I'm thankful for my parents still being alive, my brother for being alive, my sisters, our dear friends we still have in this life that we know, both offline and online. Yeah, thankful for everything because you
So
don't know. Yeah, you just don't know
You don't
what's
know
going to
until the
happen.
next day they're gonna be gone.
I'm going to share a couple of photos here real quick.
Go
If
ahead.
you get grossed out, you may not want to look at them, but this is what I was dealing with. So these are actual blood clots that were going down my chest towards my
Ooh.
lungs
Oh
that they
my.
had to remove. Um, this was where all the dark spots are what they pulled out, and they like literally laid it on a graph so they could show where the saddlebag PE or pulmonary embolisms were. The
Oh wow.
next one is definitely more graphic. Just to kind of heads up, these are clots
Oh
that
my
they pulled out of
goodness.
my leg, on the
Ooh.
upper part of my leg.
Wow.
Um,
Dang.
so that is what they actually took out. This is what damn near killed me.
Oh my. Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
When
lucky,
my
Mama.
wife had her hernias removed, they were the size. Were they a miniature grapefruit, babe? Both a large grapefruit, both of
Yeah.
them, two of them. So you
I
know what
believe it.
grapefruits are size? Yeah, large ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So not, like I said, not trying to gross anybody out with those photos, but just to give the reference of what I've been battling. And apparently, my body is predisposed to them. There's a genetic factor and a DNA issue
Yeah. Yes.
that, unfortunately, something my body's going to continue to throw. So I have to do shots, and I got pills, and all the blood thinning medications and everything else out there, that we just have to hope and pray, try to keep it at bay as long as possible. But
Well,
it's scary.
it is. Well, just know that our prayers here go to you, Mama. We'll pray for you. We'll add you
I
to our prayer
appreciate
list.
it.
You're
Dirty, I'm
very
really
welcome.
sorry. That's why I tried to just go through it really quick because I know some people can't handle that. And that's also why I gave the heads up as well. So I wanted to make sure not to hopefully weird out or gross out too many people because it's not funny. I personally am fascinated by stuff that has to do like medical wise and whatnot. But a
Yeah.
lot of that is because I also used to run as a paramedic many years ago. So I've got a medical background. I know what a lot of that stuff's all about. But just in general, a lot of people go, "Oh, a clot," and, they don't realize like what that actually looks like and what they could be doing. Um,
Sure. Sure.
I mean,
What
that's
I'm
the
what
scary
I'm
part is
blessed to
that I had
yeah.
no clue.
Yeah, what I was going to say, what I'm blessed to say is that I do have family members. Like I have my niece. We have nieces and nephews, but I have one niece, one nephew, both involved in medicine. I've got my great aunt, like I said, my dad's sister, older sister. She just recently walked away, but she was a head nurse. My mother was a nurse that worked in nursing homes. I have another cousin who is an army nurse, and I have a couple. I have a brother-in-law who's a doctor, psychologist, and also a pediatrician. And there are a few others that worked in other similar. So I know that if something happens to either of us, we know we can go right away to our family members and they'll help us
That's
because we're
awesome.
so blessed. Yeah. So
Yeah, dirty. I get that full heartedly. Some people can easily look and watch when it's their own body, but the minute it's somebody else's, it's like, nope, can't do it. Or it's the opposite. They can watch all the gory stuff for everybody else, but the minute they see a drop of their own blood, they pass out. So
yeah.
Yep.
it goes both ways. It's not being odd, not
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, you know what it does is it allows. Uh, I feel like YouTube should allow us to be able to humanize ourselves, personalize ourselves to some extent, without giving away too much privacy. Um, to make you feel that these are real people out there. They're going through similar problems, and you just got to be there for them, right? If you like the person and you like to their channel, and if they're being a little bit more human and personal, I think you should like those people and support them and pray for them. I finish every one of my streams. I started doing this last year. I finish every one of my streams with a prayer, just a generic one. I just do the Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing. Then just a little prayer, and then I did Father, Son, Holy, and Spirit, and that's it. And I've been doing that for every stream since last year, since we lost a lot of people, and it helps. Actually, I've had people say "Amen" to me in the chat. Now,
That's
how
good.
often does that happen? I mean, you'll hear it in the church, right? And you'll hear it in prayer groups and things like that. But how often do you hear it in a stream on YouTube? People saying "Amen" and
So
responding to your "Amen." That is a miracle. And I thank God every day. I'm like, this is great. I think that Suzanne and I are starting to build, not like I said, not just a community, but a family and people that really do care about you and you care for them. And
I've done one
that
song
is
tonight.
rare.
I've done one song tonight, "Open the Eyes of My Heart," and that song when I get in it, I can actually do that song very well. And I had people singing along with me when I
Wow.
did the song. And one guy, he was down there. He's a preacher and all that stuff. He's
Yeah.
there. Well, he plays music and stuff. He was just there with a friend of his, and he told me after we got through playing, he said, "You did good on that song."
Yes.
And I played it with the guitar, and I play now. I play the guitar and I play the man. I do
I
both.
wish I could have learned how to play guitar. My dad tried teaching me on a Yamaha, one of those Yamaha rhythmic guitars way
Yeah,
back when. Yeah. I didn't learn that. I learned how to play a flute though. That was my fun instrument of choice. I started with a recorder, went to a flute, went to a piccolo. Then I joined a friend's band later on, and I started playing drums, playing uh, congas and conga drums, and even the little, those drums from Jamaica. I played those a couple times. I played we need more cowbell, maracas, and all of the different percussion instruments. I loved playing that. One of my favorite artists is of all of that is Phil Collins, and of course my favorite drummer is Stuart Copeland of the Police. Plays
Yeah,
all those different kinds of things. It's great stuff. Great stuff.
Dirty being a smarty pants.
We always do that. That's just being dirty.
Oh, are you just reading what he said? He said, "Yeah, I had to not watch my brain words out and stuff like that." Yeah, does for some people. Cody says, "I'm glad you're doing much better." Well, we're all glad that you're doing better, Mama, for sure. Dirty says, "I'm odd. I can look if it's my own body. I watch doctors pull the pins out of my elbow, but other people, I can't. It's hard, yeah." But Dirty says, "I've tried paying more attention to people that are more open and personable, but Mac takes it too far."
I ain't said nothing yet.
Well,
Don't say
let
dirty
him
Mac
take
said
it.
good.
Let him
Don't-
take it
don't-
too far.
don't recognize.
SMH. You have good taste in percussionists. So thank you, Dirty. Thank you. Yeah, there've been some great ones. I tell you. You know that one guy. You know that one guy that used to play for a group called Def Leppard, Rick Allen, when he lost his arm in a car accident and plays with only the one arm. This was the ultimate a tribute to Stuart Copeland. Rick Allen modified his drum set. It's a true story. He modified his drum set after he lost his arm and made it so that he could play with his feet and his one arm and even his eyes. What they did is he had his eyes go for signals on the drum set so that they could play all of that. Well, Stuart Copeland was so impressed
Doug.
that the last concert tour they did, which I went to for the Police, their reunion tour back in 2007, he had that entire set on stage. And he mentioned Rick Allen and said, "Rick Allen gave me this, and I put this all together through his help." And
Nice.
everybody cheered because they all knew Def Leppard. I mean, they knew what happened to the guy. So, yeah, I mean, it was just, that was amazing. Yeah, that was
I
great.
tell you something too.
He's a good drummer too. Yes, he's still a great drummer. I agree, Dirty. And hello, Eden Lawn Services. Hi,
Hey,
Eden.
Doug,
Great
how
to
are
hear-
you?
There's a guy on YouTube. He plays guitar with his feet.
Yeah,
And one I seen that video. And one guy said, one guy I know that can't play the guitar and all that stuff. I said, "Don't. That's no excuse because there's a guy who can play with his feet. You have no excuse because you got hands. You can play it. It just takes time and learn and
was.
and learn the chords first. If you learn
Yes.
the chords, then that's a big step.
Yeah,
That's the way I would. If I had to start over, that's what I would do. Learn the chords first, and then music theory later. And music theory is one of the hardest. When they start throwing all that
Oh.
stuff at you, you don't know what the heck they're talking about.
yeah.
Then you look.
I'm gonna go
Well-
have a beer for a minute. I will be right back.
All right, Mom.
Okay, Mama. Yes, that's how I got started. Was when I first, like I said, when I first learned the recorder. Before I learned the recorder, we had to learn music theory. Now, my thing was I could learn the notes very easily, and I could play the notes pretty well. But a lot of it was because I could play music by ear. I could listen to something and then be able to play it back. Now, one of the rare people that was talented that way was Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull and Marshall Tucker from the Marshall Tucker Band. Both of them played awesome flute. So I would, like them, I would be able to listen to a song through my ear, and then I could play it right back on my flute. And that's how well I was. At least
My
until
dad was
about
that way with the
10th grade.
organ.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you learn how to play by ear.
Yeah.
And when you
yes,
how,
you can. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a rare gift. I think it's a rare gift. If you can play by ear, it's a rare gift indeed.
I've got now where I can hear a song. I know what key they're already playing in, because I can
Uh-huh.
hear certain notes.
Yes.
And like if they're playing in the key of D, which is usually D, G, and A, or
Yeah.
I can I have to sit there and listen for a minute, then I know what they're playing in key of G,
Oh, thank
key
you, Dirty.
and key of E, or whatever chord, whatever key they're in. It don't take me but a minute to figure it out.
Yeah, Dirty was telling me Jethro Tull is one of my favorites. If that's true, Dirty, do you remember the song "Thick as a Brick" and how he plays the flute at the beginning and kind of in the middle, kind of at the end? That's what I used to do. When I'd hear that song come on, I would try to play along with it. Yeah, that's a great song. And Neil Peart, as far as the drummers, yes, he is the cream of the crop. He passed away. He played for the group Rush up here in Canada, and even Stewart himself said that he was number one. He said it. I mean, come on, Copeland is like a genius. Not only a drummer, but he's written. He's composed movie scores, soundtracks. He's done all sorts of eclectic music, and even he said Neil Peart was the cream. So, yeah, good call, Dirty. Yeah,
There are
yeah.
there's two people now in the band. It's, actually three different ones. The first one is the drummer. You have to be within time with being
Yeah.
a drummer, and you have to be a bass player. You have to be in time, in timing.
Yeah.
It's usually
Yes.
2 and 4th beat with that. Guitar player is they do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
A mandolin player is 2 and 4. So I have to
Right.
play. I have to play with the 2 4th beat of every measure, and
Yes.
every bit every when you do and
I always found that it was harder when I was in my group's band. His name was Bobby Cook, and I had a friend of mine named Danny who played bass, and then Bobby played regular electric guitar or played another kind of acoustic guitar. Uh, and we did a combination. It was called Jamioke. And so what we did was we played as a live band, but we also had karaoke involved with it. And Bobby had personally patented himself. So if anywhere in the world, and patented with the U.S. Patent Office. So if anybody uses the word Jamioke anywhere in the world, he gets residuals for that because it's publicly patented with the U.S. Patent Office. And I would be, like I said, I would play different forms of percussion and drums, and I could sing also. Thank God that I had a gift of song and I could sing. So I would be there trying to play drums along with the beats that Bobby and Danny would play. And sometimes we'd have a fourth member, sometimes we would have 5 members, and they would all try to play with each other. It is difficult. I don't envy drummers. Drummers have some of the most difficult parts in a band because they have to stay in constant tune and constant rhythm, and it's so hard. I don't envy them at all. I don't.
Stephen,
Yeah,
how you been doing, brother?
Busy.
Busy?
Hey, there you are, Mama.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Back, Mama.
Oh yeah, no worries. Welcome back.
What did you do? Give Major his meds?
I had to pee, if you must know.
Oh yeah, that's the group Wizard, isn't it? Dirty. I believe in Father Christmas. Yes.
I gotta get up early in the morning. I got to go enjoy it. Mama, take care. Stephen, Mikey. Prayers
you
to
too, man. Have a
everybody
good night.
today.
All right, man.
Oh,
Take
good.
All right, y'all take it easy. Good night. See y'all
Night.
later.
Good to
Mikey,
see you.
behave yourself.
Hey, if I don't, Mama will come personally to
Mama,
Canada.
Mama gonna give you a whooping.
I'm a good boy. Come on. I know I'm very
You've
respectful.
been good so far.
He's, he's a good person. Yeah, a good heart.
Thank you. You're a great person too, man.
Try to
Take
be.
care of yourself. Take care
I
of
know,
yourself.
I know Mama throw a frying pan to the computer, hitting in the head.
Hey, I've been good lately.
One thing about it, the one thing I've learned to do is get somebody to laugh. That's good medicine. And everybody needs a good laugh every now and then.
Hey, baby. Hey.
All right, I can get y'all later. Good night.
Have a
See you.
good one, Matt.
Oh, take care, man.
All right. Steven, you need to laugh a little bit, brother.
Go good,
You
Matt.
too.
All right, brother.
Steven, how are you doing, hon? Oops, shoot.
Oh, by the way, in case you saw, that's one of my two cats right over here on her sleeping bed. That's Deja Vu. She's 3 years old. We actually named her after the cat from the first Matrix movie. You know, the one that walks in the hallway and Keanu goes, Deja Vu.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Oh, Deja Vu. I just saw one cat and then the other cat. So that's Deja Vu over there. And then over on the bed over here is our older cat, Moon Pie. She's my baby. She's 7 years old. So
Oh,
so we have two beautiful black cats, black Persians. They're very loving, uh, fiercely loyal when they can be, but other times they're very independent. Don't want to say a lot. Don't want to do a lot, but they're beautiful cats. They really are. We've been blessed. But you know what? We also made them our support pets because
Oh,
you
good.
can do that with your cat too, Mama. You go to the Humane Society. You ask for this group that allows you to tag your cats, make them your support pets. So wherever you go out in the United States or Canada, and you go stay at a hotel or a motel or wherever, and the cats are considered, they're your support daughters and
correct.
sons and stuff, and they can stay with you for free. And other times, you might be able to get a discount too on the room because you have the pets with you, as long as you go to a place that's pet friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a service dog, Major, who's a diabetic alert dog. So
Wow,
I'm
cool.
very well aware and versed on service animals and ESA animals and such.
Yeah, that's what we have for our cats. They're always with us. If we go on travel, we've traveled and they've been with us. So yes, we take them wherever we can. Yeah, we always had that. We had them registered. It's not bad either. I think we paid the last few cats we had until we lost them. Our sport pets, we paid only $12 each, I think, for the cats, and that was for through perpetuity. So that was forever, or until until they passed away. So
Yeah.
yeah, and we didn't have to pay anything more per month or anything. It was just a one-time payment. That was it.
That's
And
good.
we had
Yeah,
full
with
dogs
Major
pay on
being
them
a
and everything. Yeah.
with Major being a support dog, the only payment for him has just been training. Other than that, that's been it. We don't have a
Yeah.
fee here to actually register and such. So, hey, Bill, how are you?
I will, Bill. Yeah, so I was just let's see, catching up here with you. Dirty says he who made kittens put snakes in the grass. Yeah, that's a line from me. And yes, thick as a brick. Good song. Long one. A lot of talking, but it's pretty good when you get the music parts in it. Dirty also said Ian Anderson and Greg Lake. Yes, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. They have one of the best Christmas songs ever. I Believe in Father Christmas. I think that's from a group they put together called Wizard. I have to look that up, but I have it on my Christmas playlist. It's really good. Both of them said goodbye to Matt, Dirty and Eden Lawn Services, and Eden. It had been hot 90 there in Soda Springs, Idaho today. Wow.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, it's been really hot.
Yes, it's nice and hot where he is, but we're sitting here in hoodies because it's so damn cold here.
Oh yeah. Well, where are you at, Mama?
We're in Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. Yeah. We're here in a town, or it's a suburb called Scarborough, Southwest Ontario. We're just east of Toronto, which is the main city, the downtown. in Canada. Yeah, I've been living here now for 6 years. It'll be
Nice.
7 years. This coming September 8th. Yeah, seven
Very nice.
years. Yeah,
Um,
I love the
Bill, I'm
weather up
doing a
here.
little bit better today.
Oh
A little
yeah.
bit more
Well,
motion, not using my crutches as much, but
yeah.
still paid for it dearly not doing so. But I'm a rockhead like that.
Yeah, see now when Eden Lawn Services says he hit 96 here today. Yeah, I used to live in Arizona for over 40 years of my life. I lived in central Arizona, both in Phoenix and Scottsdale and Tempe. And yeah, it was miserable. I mean, it's, in the middle of the day right now, it could reach 110 degrees, like around 2 in the afternoon or so. And I said, oh, thank God I moved to Canada. It's a little humid here because when it gets warm, I mean, it's gotten to 90 degrees Fahrenheit before. And of course, they all go into Celsius. I'm not a Celsius. I'm not a metric man. I don't do that. I go with Fahrenheit. See, like right now, it's probably about 65 degrees Fahrenheit, or maybe 20 degree or 10 degrees Celsius or something like that. 15 degrees. So yeah, it's great up here. I love it. The winters are fabulous. I mean, it still could be 70, 80 degrees down there on a good day in Scottsdale, but here during the winter, it's 40, 40 degrees as a high. You know, I love
Yeah.
it. I'm weird. I love wintertime. I love snow. I love all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Bill,
That's
were you
not
so
good, Bill.
exhausted that you just couldn't make it out of the truck, or was the truck just that comfy that being exhausted was ready to go to sleep there?
In the truck? Oh,
Yeah,
is
he
that
said
oh,
he
I
almost
fell
fell
asleep
asleep in the
in my
truck just
truck
being so
earlier.
exhausted.
oh okay. Yeah, I was just looking. Then that's out. 96 degrees though for Eden, huh? Sometimes looking good. That's good. Feeling better today, Emily. Very tired. Oh yeah, well you know what, Wild Bill, uh, that can happen. Fortunately, some people, because it gets so hot in Arizona, that it can burn you. Like even when you try to slip yourself into a truck or a car, uh, and initially the steering wheel is extremely warm. It can burn your hands literally with a second or maybe third degree burn, depending on how long you grab it for. Yeah, it's very dangerous. I mean, they they need to do more for their vehicles down there, considering that it's the sun's out over 300 days a year out of 365. So that's just in central Arizona, the part there. Now, if you go up north, you go up to Flagstaff, which is their main town up there. You get you do get 4 seasons. You get this, spring, summer, winter, fall. You get all that. If you go south, you get like maybe 3 seasons, which is, but outside of Tucson. If you go like Mount Lemon, they have even snow up there. I've seen it, during the summertime or something. So high enough elevation, if you get down there and, to the mountain or whatever, then you have those seasons. But otherwise, you'll have at least 2 seasons there, spring and summer. But
Yeah,
not much of
most
a,
of us in here are in the upper half of the states.
yeah,
I think Dirties are furthest south, and then Matt was next, but Bill is out in Maryland. Eden and Cody are both out in Idaho. We're in Ohio, so
right.
most of us all see all the seasons.
Hey, Eden, what do you mean by you keeping up?
Maybe he's wondering why you're still awake, Stephen. I don't know. It says you're
I'm
keeping
always
up.
up to sleep.
I'm a night owl. I always have been. When I was a working man, I used to work overnight shifts all the time, majority of the time. So I'm used to being awake.
Yeah, Eden, I'm keeping up.
Hey Jim, peace to you, Jim's landscape. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jim.
Eden stayed up with mowing.
Jim,
Yeah. So Wild Bill said he did 3 lawns and a garden, then went to work and was exhausted last night. Got home, laid on the bed, and I was out. Well, that would help. That would happen if you did a lot of lawns and a garden, and a full garden. Yeah. Yeah. One of my cousins, his name is Tony. He works as a uh, what they call xenoscape down in Arizona. It's where you decorate your homes with cacti, with brush and things like that, and even a tree every once in a while. My parents were able to get a lemon and a lime tree put into their backyard, even in that desert landscape. And then they were able to have Tony and his group go out there, uh, fix all the rocks because it's like a driveway that goes right to their front of their house. So they fixed that. They put in some barrel cacti, put in some other, uh, a saguaro, things like that. Made it look really nice. And they do that for a lot of places out there in the desert. So, yeah, that in itself is its own unique. Because what you guys do is amazing. Your lawn services and everything. But in the desert, it's a bit different for them because they have to make it more, decorative. But not only that, they have to make sure that it's fire preventive too. They don't want a lot of desert brush standing around, dead leaves and things like that. So they do a lot of that cleanup too. Make sure that's not there. So, yeah. Yeah, I left all that. I like it better up here. We have a garden that's like right across the street from us. We live in a high rise building, apartment, and we can go downstairs, take the elevator, go downstairs. We have our walkers because we have a hard time walking. Both of us do. And we go over to the gardens right across the street every once in a while.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and we're pretty close to Lake Ontario. That's beautiful. One of the
nice.
Great Lakes. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we can see it from our high altitude up here. We're on the 13th floor, so if we go out our door here, over to this balcony area, we can see right out to the lake. So it's beautiful. I like it. I love it here.
Well, that's
Uh,
good.
Yeah. Wild Bill said to you, Steve, he didn't hear your text last night. I don't know what that was.
You were probably
yeah, he
too exhausted.
texted me this morning.
Okay. So now, do you get where you guys live? Do you guys get snow all year long, or just in different parts of the
Just in
year?
the winter.
We
Yeah.
have the 4 seasons, typical 4 seasons.
All 4 seasons. Okay.
Well, I mean, we are in Ohio, so when you think that spring is over and it starts to become spring, we might get our second winter and then our third winter and so on. It's a running joke, a running gag around here. Mother Nature can never make up her mind what she's doing. But typically, we have the regular 4 seasons.
Typically, yeah. I'm sure they do too. There's a guy I know, Jason, that lives up in northern Michigan, and he's friends with Jim's Landscape, and he says they usually get all 4 seasons up there too. And sometimes they get 2 summers in 1 year. And I said, oh, well, that's it. Yeah.
Nice job, Eden.
Yeah.
I picked up a $40 yard yesterday.
Oh, good.
Oh, but you didn't tell me so I could put it on the list.
I just got all the info today.
You still haven't told me. I like how you tried to justify that without saying, but I have the information here for you now.
It's out on my clipboard.
Eden, I'm right there with you. I'm about to say uncle too. I'm worn out.
Yeah, I'm getting there myself. About ready to call it a night on here.
We've got to watch our hours right now because we're not paying for extra at the moment. and they've already been hitting us up with some warnings. So, in fact, I think I'm going to jump. It's 12:30 a.m. here.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the same time as we are, because I'm on the East Coast time.
Yeah, we're Eastern Standard.
Also, okay. Is that how does that happen with Ohio? Does it involve all of it or just some
Yeah,
of it?
all of it.
All of it.
Ohio. Okay. You know, by the way, when I went to go visit I went to introduce Suzanne to my folks, after they were witnesses, my parents were witnesses to our wedding. And then I went back and got her. I came to bring her to visit my folks down in Arizona. When we drove across the country, we drove through parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania on the way.
Have a good one,
Beautiful.
Ethan.
Beautiful.
Have a good night there, Ethan.
Oh,
Yeah,
good night
Dirty,
there.
you're right. It is getting late.
It is. Well, first of all, I do want to say thank you so much, both you and Stephen and Mama and Matt Arnold for allowing me to be a part of your panel. And I know it's late. I'm a night owl. Like I say, I'll be up here, floating around other places.
Well, that's fine.
I don't sleep
I'm
well,
sorry
but-
that we're calling it short, but
Oh, no. It's fine.
we've
It's
got
fine.
a lot going on still. So
Oh no, I totally understand. No, I'm like I said, I'm blessed and honored you allowed me to come up here for a few minutes and talk with you, fine folks, and everybody in the chat. God bless to you and your families. Don't forget Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and it's my wife's 38th birthday. I had to give her that 20
happy
year,
early birthday to her.
that, yeah. So, yeah, she's really 58. So, she'll
We
be turning
won't say anything.
but we're gonna have a nice little cake, nice little ice cream,
Good.
a nice little celebration, and it's open panel, open chat. We're gonna start at 3 p.m.
Later, Dirty.
time. Yeah, on Sunday, this coming Sunday on the 16th. So, if anybody
Okay.
wants to come by, wish my wife a happy birthday, even that much is fine. Please do, and we'll be available to you. So.
Sounds
But don't
good.
forget, you got to have a history. You got to have a background with your channel before you do, and make sure you subscribe so that you can be a part of it. Please have a background. Please be a good person. Okay, that's
Most
all I
definitely.
ask. But thank
Have
you
a
so
good
much.
night, Dirty.
All right, you have a good one, guys.
You too,
You
Mikey.
too, man.
Thank you so much. Take care. God
Yep.
bless.
Bless you too.
All right, I'm gonna end it. All right, see you guys on the next one.
Peace out.